Okay, here we go into Cross Keys. Now, the immediate question in front of me is what I'm actually going to deploy to fight this battle. Skip that. What I'm thinking about is eschewing the use of cavalry, saving my cavalry, and putting in all of my infantry brigades and artillery brigades, and possibly my skirmishers. So we'll drop those guys out. And it looks like we have a choice of skirmishers or artillery. The advantage of the artillery is that I can focus additional firepower on the river line. The disadvantage is that I will not be able to get behind them and attack the enemy artillery unless I use skirmishers, which is definitely a valid option. I've done it before, and I think that's what we're actually going to do. So I think 1-3 rifle and 2-4 grenadier are going to be the units that I place to defend the middle. Assuming I can actually place them correctly. And part of the problem with this is that you're sort of limited. You can put 2 brigades in the middle. Sometimes you can squeeze in 3, but it means exposing the brigade on either flank to lower cover. But you can defend this lower point with 2 brigades, no problem. And so what I was thinking was maybe 2 brigades plus the skirmishers in the middle. I'm not sure how well that'll work. The other option is to deploy the skirmishers to the left flank and have them get into these trees up here and continuously attack the Union units that end up clustering up right here in the river valley. So put 1-2 rifle there, 2-2 grenadiers, the primary defensive unit for the point. This brigade will move back and forth as necessary to attack any units in the open here. That actually leaves me with a reserve brigade and an extra brigade. So I'll drop 2-1 grenadier in favor of the additional artillery. What I'll do is I'll send the 10-pounder ordnances to the north, and the 24-pound howitzers go right behind the unit, and we'll put the 12-pounder Napoleons here where they can fire into the flank. This is my best artillery unit here. Supplies, of course, go to the center. Instead of keeping that guy in reserve, I'll put him in the north. And what we'll do is we'll advance 2 brigades forward to fire into the flank of any units trying to flank the 2 brigades defending in the middle. And of course, Johnston will have to stay in the middle to keep the morale of those units in the middle up because they take a lot of fire. All right, here we go. What's important here is to make sure that these 2 units don't get too far forward. What you want to do is you want the Union units to stop and exchange fire here in the river, and it's possible that that's not going to happen this time, which is the reason why we're going to have skirmishers in place and the 24-pounders right behind them. The 24-pounders will put canister fire into anybody who stops in these woods here, and should keep that from being a problem. I don't know why the grenadiers are sliding here, but I'll shift them back. And we'll go ahead and pop skirmishers. Turn off artillery ammo for the supply wagon. For the moment, we'll have to keep an eye on the 24 pounders. Yeah, this isn't going to work. They're crammed in there too tightly. Alright, so we're going to send these guys up to the north. So you can see, you can just barely see the line that shows where they're shooting. So these guys need to move up just a tad. Same here. I probably want to get those troops in better cover. One of the bug fixes that's been requested for a while is to change the color of that line. Trying to jockey these guys into a better position. It's absolutely crucial. And notice the craziness with the maneuvering. Like, if I could maneuver these guys to the side like they do when they're sliding, it'd be so much easier to set this up. But alas, that is not the case. And we'll go ahead and pop skirmishers. I'm gonna go ahead and push those guys out to those woods. Now notice that this guy's cover is not particularly great. Wow, contact to the south already. Heavy skirmisher forces. And they're charging. Have to keep these guys out of these woods. They can't get the 90% casualties or the 90% cover. I don't know what these guys are doing. Okay, we forced them back. Notice the tendency of my skirmishers here to run into the open, which is pure foolishness, and they're getting slaughtered because of it. Trying to focus them into the woods. Now my rifle skirmishers are running out into the open. Oh, and here comes the first attack. Wow, that was quick. Bring these skirmishers south immediately. I'm gonna have the 2-3 Grenadier countercharge here. And they've got an infantry unit into the woods, and my skirmishers will not stay in the woods. Notice how low my condition is on these guys because they keep moving around. I'm going to tell them to hold. These guys are about to get hit in the flank. Man, a lot more pressure on the south than normal here. I don't know why 2-3 Grenadier is chart. Pure insanity. Because I told 2-3 Grenadier to charge, they not only carried the charge through our defensive position, but down into the river basin. We're going to need to get somebody south right now. I'm going to send 1-1 rifle. They've managed to flank my southern position here. They've got 3 skirmisher units and 3 brigades of infantry. That's going to make things really tough on me. So we're going to have to rework the plan here. I'm also going to send my skirmishers back to the south. And I'm going to have the artillery fall back to here. My center survived that attack reasonably well, but the right is really going to be a problem. They're charging now. My skirmishers are once again moving because they're involved in the fight. Two Grenadiers folding. They've captured the southern victory point. Notice the fallback direction. We have to deal with this penetration first. One of my skirmisher units disappeared. Notice the sticky targeting is slowing down my ability to kill these guys. Cultus is their weak point here. He's half exposed. And actually what's going to end up happening is these units that are exposed here on the flank are going to get really, or in the middle, are going to get really chewed up. Like you see, Donnelly's already down to 1,000 guys. Trying to get one rifle in a position where they can fire into the flanks of the enemy. Oh, taking too many casualties, but that's not going to happen. And they're charging. Cultus is charging. Now notice that this is the guy who just took 500 casualties, but somehow he's able to charge. And in 1-3 fire, these guys are refusing to attack. Not you. Ugh. That unit folded, so now the skirmishers are going to be the only people involved. Donnelly's down to 800 men. Milroy's down to 900 men. And Stahl charged my 1-run rifle. Freaking insane. Amazingly, 3-4 fire not only survived that, but did reasonably well. And we're now engaging. Ammo back up there. Notice this Stahl unit, the unit that's moving up, is the one that just got beaten in melee by 1-1 rifle. 2-3 Grenadier just folded. And they get flanked and slaughtered because they pursued these guys down into the river. guys are not in good shape. Their leader's dead. Game minutes left. Trying to get ammo down to these guys. Amazingly, this unit is still in place. They're about to run. Oh no, they're turning their... Yeah, that's why you want 24-pounders right there. You see that canister come in? Wow. I'm gonna get 3-4 fire here to unload on these guys. And just continuously fire into them. 2-3 grenadier folded. Fortunately, 1-3 rifles back up. And with artillery support, we should be able to drive Donnelly back and then focus fire the rest of them down. We've got 30 game minutes to go. Look at this. You see how many casualties it took? Donnelly had to take 50% of his remaining casualties in order to push him back. Freaking insane. And he still didn't get pushed back. He just walked back a little bit. Now he's taking additional casualties. Still nothing. Putting the squeeze on him. One rifle's gonna charge. 2 rifles gonna pivot. Victory. 5,200 casualties on my part, 12,000 on theirs. No guns lost either side. Um, that probably could have gone better. But yeah, I was not expecting that brutal attack in the south. And I credit my skirmisher unit, the 3-4 fire, 572 kills, 230 casualties. They basically held that line when everybody else had folded, and kept putting fire into those guys, although I had to tell them to hold in order to get them to do it. Unfortunately, we got 2 wounded, 1 killed, which is not good, and Kemper, one of my originals, was wounded, but at least he'll be back. So yeah, there you go. It looks like we managed to capture a bunch more sharps though, so the 3-4 fire will be happy about that. But yeah, 5,200 casualties. So fairly brutal. Didn't capture any artillery, didn't capture any supplies. So it was a win, but not a great win.